Okay, so the first thing to learn is how will you make full screen. Don't like this way of working way because whenever you are maximizing, you can see that it cannot maximize beyond. So yesterday I mentioned to you how to do that. You to go to the I think the tools or places, no, devices, and then install guest additions. So what I'm going to do now is devices, and remember the devices menu is on the top. VirtualBox menu. VirtualBox menu is different from this menu that you are seeing on this one. So I'm going to devices and I'm going to click on install guest additions CD image. Press enter and you will see that now something is going to happen. Okay, it will ask open auto run prompt and I'm going to click on OK. And would you like to run it? Click run. And password for root is going to be asked. Bipin.
No problem, yeah. It is nothing like I can tell, yeah.
And then click on authenticate. Okay, it is Cloudera virtual machine, so the root name is Cloudera. So please click on Cloudera. Don't worry, you get a failed message on the top. Please continue. That red color is a failed message. Remaining all are okay. Just go through that and it will tell you that building the VirtualBox guest additions kernel modules, this may take a while. That's what you are seeing there. Okay, so just be patient until this process is complete. So whenever you are installing any time the VirtualBox, at the time if you enable this full screen, later whenever you are downloading this new Cloudera virtual machine and all, there is no problem. It will always allow you to have this full screen available. So it is just once. Of course, if you uninstall the VirtualBox and install the VirtualBox again, you will have to do it again, right? Because VirtualBox is the platform. Inside that, you can put as many virtual machines as you want, and we are doing this at virtual machine level. Okay. So just be a little bit patient. It will tell you, and then it will show you so many commands and all those kind of things. Let it go through and finally you will get a message. Press return to close the window. That's what you are seeing here as the message as the last one, and press enter. You are back. Now what you need to do is you have to restart your virtual machine. Restarting is different from powering off. I am clicking shut down the shutdown signal. You're not supposed to do it every time. Always you should be doing power off the machine. But this time, since you installed something, click on that and then click on restart so that automatically it will be shutting down the entire system. See the difference. When you are powering off, it will save the state. But when you are shutting down, everything will be shut down. So all the processes, as you can see here, data node, name node, all the messages will come. You can just go through and you will understand what is happening. What it is doing is it is shutting down all the processes and all the entire operating system, and then it will restart and it will enable you the full screen. Okay, so you can have seamless working environment. Otherwise, you will always be restricted by using that small window. You cannot maximize, and if you want multiple windows, you will not be able to switch as well. So spend a little bit of time there in order to allow the system to get restarted, right? All right, now it is restarting. and it will go through now the opposite, where earlier it was all shutting down, and now you will see that everything will be started. And today you will be able to do all these things only if the virtual machine has got internet connection. So make sure that you are able to connect to internet. Your machine can connect? Yeah, so you should be able to connect to the internet for doing it. Meanwhile, some of you have yesterday asked that how will I transfer files and move and back forth between my local file system and the virtual machine. Look, this is Mac and this is the local host, and the virtual machine is the guest. What you need to do is, okay, and just observe everything. You have to go to the browser and you have to install an FTP client. One of the best client that is available is FileZilla with this particular logo. And if you click on FileZilla client for Mac, you will see FileZilla for Mac OS X. Whenever your system is a different one, for example in Windows, you should download the Windows one. Okay, and remember, this is not on the virtual machine, this is on the host. This is allowing you to transfer data from host to the virtual machine and from the virtual machine back. Okay, don't get confused, don't install it on virtual machine, no use, right? And I'm going to click on the FileZilla client, and then there is FileZilla, and click download, and you will see that the download is happening, and automatically Mac will tell, okay, close this advertisements and all, and then go to the DMG file that you are having and click agree, and let the installation happen. Okay, this is the installation window, and you can see that double click on the logo to start the installation, and I'm double clicking, and then I'm clicking open, and it should go through the FileZilla installer. Remember, this is not FileZilla server, it is the FileZilla client. We don't need server. And then continue, and again search offer, I don't need this one, so skip. And then I don't need this optional offer, skip. Okay, otherwise all these unnecessary things will get installed. So I'm making sure that I have only FileZilla, and now I can close this window. Click OK for any of these windows that are coming after you install. Okay, so you can now see that the FileZilla is opened. What you see is a Windows Explorer kind of screen on the left hand side, and on the right hand side it is empty. Can you guess why the right hand side is empty? It is because it is not connected to any virtual machine. When you connect to virtual machine, you will see a Windows Explorer like screen on the right hand side, and this is your local file system. You can drag the file from here to here or here to here, which means how will you transfer the data? So I am going to connect now, and you should remember how to connect. To connect, you should know what is the IP of your machine. And how will you know the IP? If you go to the third icon, it will show you the IP, and let me read it out. The middle line, 10.1.10.167 is the IP. Okay. Some of you might not get it, and if you don't get it, don't get worried. What you need to do is open a terminal and type ifconfig. In Windows, this command is ipconfig, whereas in virtual machine, this command is ifconfig. And when you press this ifconfig, you will see that same number, 10.1.10.157. See, this number is 10.1.10.157. That means your IP of the virtual machine is 10.1.10.157. And this number is very important, and don't hard code it or write it in your book. Why? Because when you go to home and start it, that IP will change. And you have to look at what is the IP, where you are. Okay, if you go to a Starbucks shop and then you connect, the IP will change. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going back and coming to the FileZilla, and in the FileZilla at the host I have to write without any mistake that secure FTP slash slash and then put a colon. Okay, no need of a colon. You just write that SFTP. So look at that. SFTP slash slash 10.1.10.157. This is what I typed. Okay. And then the username is Cloudera, because virtual machine, I told you that Cloudera and Cloudera are the usernames and password. So remember, username is Cloudera and the password is Cloudera. The username and password will not change, whereas this IP will change depending upon your internet connection. And then I'm going to click on Quick Connect, and it will ask you that save passwords. Okay, you can save the passwords, not a problem at all. But remember, if you're saving the password, you are saving the password against this IP. So next time it will try to connect to that IP in your home and you will not get the connection. Why? Because that IP is different. So what I usually do is I will select do not save the passwords and click OK. And then it will ask you, do you trust the machine? Okay, everybody will get that message. Click OK, and on the right hand side now you see a beautiful view of your virtual machine, and you see home/Cloudera, and those people who have done yesterday whatever instructions I gave, you will see that MapReduce reference and everything that is available. So what I am going to do is inside this user/bipin dash, I am going to copy this. See the way to copy? Just drag it with the mouse. Hold the mouse and then leave it here so that you can now see that all the data is moving from the right hand side, which is the virtual machine, to the left hand side, which means that I have now copied everything. What you should not do is don't copy master lib, because master lib we created dynamically from the virtual machine. If you copy master lib today and tomorrow you download the new Cloudera virtual machine, then the master lib might be different and it will conflict with the existing master lib and the new master lib. So master lib, you know already how to create it by the sudo find command. Use that command whenever you are having the new virtual machine. Okay, so look at that. If there are any failures, it will tell you. Here you can see successful transfers 311, which means that everything is transferred. And how will you make sure that everything is transferred? Go to terminal now, and when you are opening the terminal, you should be now seeing in the bibin dash directory a directory called MapReduce reference, and you can see all the things are there. Now, even if your virtual machine got corrupted and destroyed, there is no problem at all. Why? Because you have got the golden copy. And what I would suggest you to do is, after you do your simple MR and all those things day by day, after going home, what you do, that directory copy to your folder on your local file system so that you got the golden copy. Tomorrow, let us assume that you moved your computer or you have destroyed your virtual machine and you have downloaded and installed a new virtual machine. Your golden copy will remain on the host and you just need to transfer it back using the same strategy. How will you transfer it back? From here, you will drag to here so that it will get copied. So having seen now FileZilla is working, everything is working. I am quitting FileZilla. Now I don't need FileZilla at all. I wanted to show you how this is working. You can use the software like WinSCP also. Exactly, it works on the same way. I'm very comfortable with the FileZilla and they have got regular updates and it's free. That's why I'm using FileZilla. And in Mac or Windows, how will you search it? Just go here and type FileZilla. You can see the moment you type FI, it will show you that icon. You don't have to type that FileZilla completely. Similarly, in your Windows Start button also. Okay, so let us close this one. And remember, we stopped where we made the things into a virtual machine full screen. And let's see whether it is becoming a full screen or not. So, view, and then full screen mode, and then let us see how it is working. Not yet, and yeah, I got the full screen, and this is what exactly we should be doing. It is because I installed VirtualBox install additions. Now it is fun because you can move this one to anywhere you want, which was not possible earlier. Now I am going to change this terminal. By going to the profile preference, I am going to tell that my system is of, say, 26, and I am going to tell it is monospace bold. Click OK. And then I am going to tell the colors, and I normally select the text color as blue. So let us select blue. How will you select blue? Here RGB is there. You make this one 0, this one 0, and the blue as 255, and then you will see that it became blue. And the background color normally you will make it as white. White is 255, 255, 255, if you know the RGB combination. If you have written web applications, you will see. Now you got a beautiful window. And now if I close this one, right, close this window, and then if I open a new window, I got a nice screen which is now extending to my full screen. Now we are coming back to our program. So I am going to now create a directory called Analytics MR. Yesterday I created Simple MR. You remember Simple MR, right? So I am going to create an Analytics MR today. But before I am doing that, what I am going to do is I have to download some files. So what I am going to do, I am going to go to my golden copy, MapReduce reference. And I am going to create a new directory called mkdir for analytics. Remember, this is golden copy. So I am doing it inside the MapReduce reference so that I don't want to touch it. I want to study it later. That is why I am doing it. So I am going to create an analytics folder inside MapReduce reference. And remember, at the end of the day, when you are going back, don't again drag MapReduce reference to your local. Why? Because you already copied MapReduce reference to the local. You need to copy only what you created today, which is analytics folder. Apply common sense. So now mkdir analytics. After that, I am going to go to cd analytics, okay, and ls. Nothing is there. Why? Because I just created that particular folder. Now what I am going to do is that I am going to go to the browser. You see Mac doc will be disappearing. Just to move the mouse to down, then it will automatically appear. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to foroursun.com, and I want to go it from the virtual machine because I am in virtual machine. So click on that browser, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to foroursun.com, foroursun.com/passion, right? foroursun.com/passion, and inside that what I did is I have created a directory for you called November 4th, and if you click on November 4th you will see 4 files. Vasavi count.java is there, okay, and don't think that it is yesterday's Vasavi count. So right click, save the link as, okay, and you know by default that yesterday you will be saving everything into downloads folder, so don't change anything. And then there is something called a .r file, save the link as, okay, and I'm going to click save. And then instructions for R, save the link as, and then I save it. And then ravi.r, save the link as, and then save it, right? And again, if I type ls, nothing is there. Why? Because everything is copied into downloads folder, and I want to move whatever I copied from downloads into this directory. And you already know the command move star.downloads to this directory. And now if I took ls, you will see everything. I don't want the distribution.zip, so I am going to delete the distribution.zip so that you got all the files into analytics folder. Now there is a Vasavi count.java. This particular thing is showing you a beautiful concept. So I have got the golden copy in analytics, which is within the MapReduce reference folder. I don't want that anymore. I am going to play. And where is my play area? Not in MapReduce reference. It is outside, like simple MR. So I am now going to make a directory called analytics MR as the area where I can play. Remember, reference is inside MapReduce reference. This is the place where I will be doing my code. And you know that in the analytics.mr, I need two directories. What are they? Oh, sorry, I need two things. What are they? One is the build.xml and another is the source folder. Remember that our build.xml is a customized one for your master lib. And yesterday, we already did it in simplemr folder. So I want to copy that build.xml from simplemr to here, which I will accomplish by writing cp dot simplemr is the directory that I am having. Okay, so dot slash what is the directory name? Oh, I didn't go to analytics MR at all. So I have to go to the CD analytics MR and then I have to write cp dot slash simplemr as the name of this one and the build.xml. Remember, Unix command. You are bringing it from the other room to this room. And then I am going to copy it here. Now I am happy because already that build.xml is we have made changes to refer to home slash cloudera slash masterlib yesterday. Right? And now I am going to create mkdir src. So mkdir src is the folder. Now if I took ls, I am ready to write my program because we yesterday learned that anything that you want to do in MapReduce in our class, our structure is build.xml and source. And inside the source, there is nothing. So I am going to write make a mkdir com because you know in Java, everything should be in packages. So cd com ls. And then I'm going to write mkdir. After that, I'm going to type the next command, which is passion. And then cd passion. Okay. You can create com vasavi, whatever you like, com shashi, whatever you like. Okay. And now here I am going to write my program. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take an existing program and I'm going to make the changes. Okay. I'm going to write a program called analytics word count inside com.passion. But I have Vasavi word count. From there, I want to make the changes. How will I bring the Vasavi word count? CP. In my home directory, there is MapReduce reference and I created an analytics directory inside that. And inside that, there is a Vasavi count.java. And I am going to copy that here. And then you can see that now Vasavi count.java is there. I am going to move that Vasavi count.java into analytics word count.java and make sure what are the capital names that you are typing. For analytics word count.java, A is capital, W is capital, C is capital, so that whenever you are running the program, you have to type it exactly the same way. Otherwise, like Mahesh was telling yesterday, I didn't get it. You will get it that no class found exception, right? Now, if you are going here, analytics count.java, your file is now changed. You are in danger. Why? Because inside the file, everything is Vasavi count, com.vasavi and all. You have to now change it. VI, analytics word count.java. The first line is com.ravi. I am going to change it as com.passion. Common sense. Why? Because we are inside the passion directory. Now, inside this one, I am going to write the name of the program as analytics word count. Analytics word count dot java. Remember the spelling and capital letters. If you write W capital and C lowercase, gone. Your class name is different from the file name. Java requires that your public class name should be name of the class that you are creating, name of the file that you are creating. So I got analytics word count, and coming down here in the last, I will make some changes inside this, which is not was this program, but here I will write here usage is analytics word count, and it is optional. If you want, you can write it, okay, because it's a command anyway. It will not affect the logic of your program. But to make it complete, we will write analytics word count, and then I am going to write this is analytics word count program. So analytics word count program, right? Word count program. I did everything, right? Now, there are so many comments that I have written. These comments are not needed because already it is there in simple MR. I am going to make it a little bit clean. How will I make it clean? It is in the insert mode now. So press escape, and after pressing escape, press DD, escape, and then DD. That is one line. If you put 5D, 5 lines will get deleted. If I get 5D again, 5 lines will get deleted. But remember, don't type 100D, then your source code also will get deleted. Common sense. Now, DD, 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 until the command. Look at that red line. That is the command finishing. And Unix is so powerful, it is giving you that red symbol to make sure that it is not going beyond that. So you can now see it very clearly. Your class contains a map function, and let us delete all these unnecessary things. Again, comments, right? Escape DD and DD and then DD, and then I am coming here and I am going to do a DD, and inside this I have got all this DD, etc. All right, I got the analytics word count. Now we are going to deviate a little bit away from the analytics word count. We will come back to it. Okay. So what I am going to do, I am going to open a new window.
Did you change the logic in the analytics word count?
Nothing. Only comments. You are doing it in front of you, right?
There was one more Vasby count in the analytics word count. That's not going to change.
Which is that we are now, okay, yeah, right. That is in the set jar by class. That will change. Why? Because it is not in double quotes. This also should be analytics word count. I am not changing any logic inside. I just changed the comments and I just changed this particular thing. I did not touch any code, right? Analytics word count dot class. Okay, that also should be very, very important, and it should match exactly with the spellings. Of course, when you are running the code, you will get an error if you are not matching it. Okay, and if suppose you are going back, now we will come back to it. Okay, so I am going to open another window. This is for teaching you something in Java. Very, very fundamental, but very important thing to know in Java. So what I am going to do is I am going to create a directory called mk scrapbook. Okay, so it is a scrapbook where I am going to write something, and I will delete it later or I will keep it there. Okay, and then cd scrapbook. Okay, I want to write a Java program. You know what I want to do? I have got a coffee machine, and the coffee machine has got the primary purpose of the coffee machine is make coffee. So I'm going to create a class called coffee machine. vi coffee machine dot java. Listen, it's as nice and easy as understanding a story. So vi coffee machine dot java, and inside that I want to write my program. You know already all these things. Public class. What's the name of the class? Coffee machine, because that is the name of the program, right? So please tell me whether I am making any typos. Coffee machine. Oh yeah, double F and double E. Coffee machine dot java, right? Is it double E? ls? Yeah. So vi coffee machine dot java. It is exactly matching the name of the class. And as I mentioned to you, there is one method inside that. Public void, because when I make a coffee, I don't get any return value. Okay, make coffee is the method. Very simple, right? Any coffee machine can make coffee. That's what I'm writing. So public void make coffee is the machine, is the name of the method, and I'm not writing anything here. So I got a class coffee machine, and it has got a make coffee. Everybody knows that there is a coffee machine. Now, Somebody is going to Walmart or Target and there are two types of coffee machines there. One is a Keurig coffee machine. Another is a GE coffee machine. I can't buy a coffee machine, but I can buy either a Keurig machine or a GE coffee machine. Please understand, there is a big thing lying in that statement. I cannot buy a coffee machine. I can buy a Keurig coffee machine or GE coffee machine. Why? Common sense. When you go to Walmart or Target, only two types of coffee machines are there. There is nothing called a coffee machine there. There is only a type of coffee machine there. In the real life, you will see so many such things where you will have a type of a concept. For example, I am an employee, you are a student. We are all persons, but there is nobody called a person in this room. A person is the generalization. Whereas when you go to the real world, you will see the actual thing. I want to buy vegetables. There is nothing called vegetables. I will buy tomatoes. I will buy onions. That are the real things. Yes, everything is a vegetable. Understand that fact. And your beautiful Java is allowing you to create exactly the same thought. Even though we wrote a make coffee inside coffee machine, you know very well that this coffee machine is general and you can't do anything with that. Then what we are going to have is, we are going to have a VI GE coffee machine, which is the actual one, but when I write public class, now which class I have to write? GE coffee machine, right? Because I am creating a GE coffee machine now. That is a kind of coffee machine. Do you agree? Ravi is a kind of person. Student is a kind of person. Tomato is a kind of vegetable. Kind of. And I am going to write. See the beauty. It's like novel, story. It is a kind of coffee machine. Is there a coffee machine? No. Only these are the two types that are available. Now comes the fun. Now if you make a coffee in the GE coffee machine, yes, there is a method. There is one button. There is something lift up. Okay. There is a method that you have to follow for that. The way in which you cut. So, another example if you want. Vegetable. There is a method called cut. I don't know why how to cut a vegetable. But tomato is a kind of vegetable, potato is a kind of vegetable, but tomato cut method is different from how you cut potato. Beautiful, right? So, I am going to create coffee machine extends this particular coffee machine, and now I am going to write public void, and what is the name of the method? Make coffee. And inside this make coffee, I am going to write, okay, system.out.println just for testing, okay. Instead of system.out.println, you think that in practical life you are actually making the coffee inside the GE machine, okay. Use GE method to create your coffee, okay. In the actual world, you will be cutting the potato or you will be cutting the tomato. Are you getting it? That is, use GE method to create your coffee is my system.out.println. So, you got that coffee machine, right? And that coffee machine is created, GE coffee machine, which is extending the coffee machine. Beautiful, right? Now I came out, and what I need to do? I have to create a Keurig coffee machine now. Keurig coffee machine is also a type of coffee machine. So, it is very easy, right? See, SCP GE coffee machine, right? GE coffee machine. 2, I will write, okay, KG coffee machine, okay, just to make it short, coffee machine dot Java, okay. Look at the way I am following all standards of Java. Same name of the class. I don't have packages to make it simple, that's all. If you want packages, you put it everything in com.passion or com.wasabi or com.shashi, and then you write in the top that particular line that I already taught you, okay. So that's not the purpose here. So now vi kg coffee machine.java, and what are the changes I need to make? I need to change the name of the class, and the name of the class will become what? Kg, right? Kg coffee machine, and here make coffee system.out.println use kg method to create your coffee. So you got 2 things now. This is the world. The real world is what you have written here. Okay. I have got a person, a daily wage worker and a monthly wage worker and a weekly wage worker are kind of persons. Person has got a method called get wage. Person cannot get wage. But daily worker can get wage. Monthly worker can get wage. Weekly worker can get wage. But monthly worker will get wage monthly. Daily worker will get daily. Get wage is common. But the real implementation is different. What is this property in Java called? When you are having multiple classes which are coming from a parent class is called inheritance. The ability of a class to extend from other class. Now you know what is the beauty? In this coffee machine, obviously there is a power plug, and switch on is a method inside this, because without switch on you cannot do it. Assume that is an electric coffee maker. Correct? Similarly, switch off after end of the coffee. Look, I didn't write a switch on and a switch off in Couric or a switch on and switch off in GE. Why? I will inherit the normal switch on and switch off, because only make coffee is different. Switch on and switch off are general. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So we don't need to write a definition of switch on and switch off. We need to write the definition of how is it different. So what do you understand? If you are writing that, how is it different? From where it will get all the common things? From the parent class. Assume that a child and a parent in the home. The child inherits all the parents' properties, but child will have their own as well. That's it. That their own, that individuality, that you will define in the method. Right? Now I am telling, okay, this has been bought by Vasavi, this has been bought by Shashi, and I am going to tell Shashi, make a coffee. I don't have to tell anything about coffee machine. It is a GE coffee machine that she has, and she will follow that method. But you cannot follow that method. Why? Because you have a Couric machine. You are going to follow that coffee make method. And how will you write that in the program? So I am going to combine all these things. And what is that program called? Driver program. And driver program vi main.java. And inside that main.java, I am going to write a class. What is the name of the file? Main. So the name of the class also is main. Don't confuse with your lowercase main. This is a class name. And inside the class name main, I should have. Without that, you cannot write any Java program which is clearing your doubt. Public static void main and string argus. See the modularity of programming. I am not writing everything into one single file. I defined it as a coffee machine.java, Couric machine.java, GE machine.java, main. And the classes are going to collaborate to give you the real life feeling. That's how programming languages should be. It gives you the modularity. Somebody told a great programmer that reading a program should be like reading a novel. And that is where you will achieve that ability of, understanding, and you yourself will also understand. You can see some of the excellent programmers in the world, how they have written the classes. Once you look at the class, you will know what that class is going to do. Then you will know, look at the method, then you will know. For example, if I give you this particular class, a little bit of fundamental idea, you will also know that, okay, coffee machine is there, make coffee. Oh, make coffee for G is different, make coffee of Keurig is different. That's it. Exactly the real life. And now I am going to come to the public static void main, and inside the main program, I am going to create a coffee machine for Shashi, and the name of that coffee machine that Shashi bought is a Keurig coffee machine or KG coffee machine. You should be very careful when you write your class. So from target, she bought a coffee machine which is of Keurig, and look at that line. The massive power of Java is there in that line. What is the left hand side? Coffee machine. What is the right hand side? KG coffee machine. Int I equal to new int, that you have studied. Left hand side and right hand side, same data type you studied, and that is nothing common. Everywhere you can write, okay, integer I equal to new integer of 10. You can write that one, but that is not fun. Fun is this. What is the meaning of this? This is showing you the typing facility in Java. On the left hand side, you are telling that, hey, I am buying a coffee machine. But when you pay, you are telling that this is a KG coffee machine. Everything is a coffee machine. So left hand side is the super type and right hand side is the subtype. The ability in Java to substitute a subtype for a supertype is called Liskov substitution principle. Liskov substitution principle. Search in Wikipedia. ACM Award Journal. Liskov, Barbara Liskov, she has presented this method which is giving an ultimate facility in Java to use supertype on the left hand side and subtype on the right hand side. Don't reverse. Subtype cannot be substituted by supertype. Supertype can be substituted by subtype. Okay? And you will know why. Think in the practical way. Common sense. Coffee machine. But is there a coffee machine? No. When I paid and I bought it, it becomes a type of coffee machine. There you give the correct type. And now I am going to write, okay, what others have bought. So coffee machine, and this coffee machine that let's say Bipin has bought is a kind of new GE coffee machine. Left hand side is same, and you have got coffee machines, and you got the new GE coffee machine. And now I am going to write Shashi dot make coffee. Can you tell me how Shashi will make the coffee? She will use KG and Bipin dot make coffee. And here you will see another beautiful property of Java, where when you write Shashi dot make coffee, even though Shashi is of type coffee machine, it will identify that she paid for KG and Java should execute KG's make coffee method. And here it will identify that it should execute Bipin's coffee method. And when you are running this particular code, if everything is okay, you come back here and then javac star.java. If everything is okay, you will get, okay, shashi.make coffee. They cannot find the symbol variable shashi. So vi and then main.java. There is a spelling mistake, SHA, so I have to make it as SHA. And now come out and then clear and then compile the program. So if there are no errors, you see, it is so simple. And now I am going to write Java main. And you can see that Shashi has written that she used the Keurig machine's coffee. Whereas, you know, Bipin has used the G method to make the coffee. That is the beauty of Java. And now replace coffee machine with mapper. Sorry, with your normal methods map and reduce. And you write your mapper and your reducer. Word count mapper, word count reducer. Inside the word count mapper, what did you write? The map method. Map method is abstract like coffee. And you wrote your implementation of doing the word count. Word reducer, in the reduce method, you wrote your implementation of adding the numbers. So if tomorrow you are getting a question at the time, if you want to override that default thing and you want to change it, you will go to that map method, you will write your own method. This is the fundamental idea of MapReduce program. That's why in the MapReduce program, if you look at the main, I used mapper, I used the reducer. And then I have told that, so if you are looking at your program, where is your program? We have the reference inside MapReduce analytics folder, and inside the analytics folder, if you look at the Vasavi count, and if you come back, and now you will understand everything here. This is the class Vasavi count. Inside the class, I have the mapper, and inside the mapper, I have written the map method. It is like inside the Coric machine, I wrote the make coffee method. And then inside the reducer, you will see I wrote the reduce method inside this one. So you have got the reduce method as well, which is taking the key and list of values. Then in the main program, we combined everything where you actually bought the coffee machine, Shashi and Bipin. That's what your main driver program is, where you wrote your mapper class is tokenizer mapper, which is defined on the top, and reducer class is tokenizer reducer. And you want the first value to be taken as your input folder. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, you put it into the input folder. That's what Argus of 0 means. And if you look at Argus of 1, the last parameter, number 3 out or something that you created is your output folder. So your program name, input folder, output folder. Input folder will be read and then it will wait till the MapReduce is over in the entire system. That's what MapReduce is all about. Now, we are going to write that analytics, okay? And here is where we are going to have a little bit of fun. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to our scrappad program, right? So this is a second window that I have showed you just for the concept of inheritance. Now let us come back to here. And we have got VI analytics word count.java, and that is where we are going to do all the fun. Now I am going to show you for the first time, which I have not done in any other batches, is when I am writing the output till now, the output of the MapReduce program that you got, if you remember, is hello 3 times, twinkle 2 times, like that. I want a heading. How to write a heading in the MapReduce? Normally it is not addressed, but you can do that. How to write a heading followed by this one. So please understand Java now. In Java, as I told you, power on and power off, you don't have to write in Coric machine and GE machine. Why? Because that's a common property. Similarly, do not write any header is the common property in the superclass. And whenever you are writing your map and reduce, you are not overriding that common property. So what you should do is override that common property and then call your normal reducer. So it will write a header and then it will call your normal reducer. And when you are writing, I will put a comma also. You know why? I want to create a comma separated value file, CSV, in my output. Beautiful, right? So in the analytics word count, you can see that there is a change. The change is, I am now telling that, okay, override a new method called run, which is not there in the earlier programs if you look. And in the run, I am telling that, create word as the heading for this and put a comma, and then write integer writable 0 as this particular column heading. You will ask, why should I put a number here? Common sense. In the map and reduce method, you already told that your reducer output is integer. If by mistake you write here as something like out, this is not an integer, you will get an error. That's why I put that int writable as the output. After that, what I should do? I have overridden switching on. For example, in the coffee machine, when you are switching on, assume that Coric coffee machine should have an adapter. It is a 2-pin plug. So it needs an adapter, whereas GE does not need an adapter. So you are adding that particular thing onto the top. And then you are going to execute that one, right? And what I am going to do is, after writing this, I am telling that now you call the normal reduce method. And what is the normal reduce method? Come down in the normal reduce method, The old logic where you sum the value and you print it. Do you understand? Earlier it was only this one, that is why you were getting only this particular output. So now I should have a beautiful output which is telling you now that how to create that output by overriding on the top. Only thing you remember about the run method, and it is very advanced, it is beautiful. Okay, I don't see that much discussed. How to convert it, why you should convert it, tomorrow you will ask. Assume that your manager or the boss is asking that create an Excel pivot chart with the output of MapReduce. You can't do it unless you change the output into a comma separated value file. How will you read it from Excel, right? And then normally what the industry will do is that take that file, go to that and edit it. Wow, what is the fun, right? You have to make it automated so that you will write that code and then you will convert it and then you are going to create it. Okay. So you are going to have an overridden method in the run to tell that what you want. So tomorrow you may be writing a word count program for writing country names and the population. Use that idea where you are going to use it. And then you can bring into Excel and you can do the twists and then create a pivot chart or something like that. And then you can create the beautiful analytics. Right. So now we are coming back and then I am going to run this particular program. Where is analytics word count.java? In com.passion.
Quick question.
Yeah.
So you changed the parent program, right? Here?
No.
No, you changed the which?
You should not. In the derived class I changed it, right? So if suppose in this there is a power on method, you will write in your Courage coffee machine my own power on, which means that don't use this power on.
Okay.
So that's what we have done. Overriding. That is the property of inheritance. Now what I am going to do is I am going to go back and then I am going to do to ls and then cd.ls. And I have got the build XML and source, and without much ado, I am going to check whether my program is having any errors or not. And if you don't specify anything, it will automatically take build.xml and it will create all the directories. We know it very well, and it will refer it, compile failed. Why? Because I wrote analytics word count, spelling mistake, common sense. Don't take the photo and send the WhatsApp. Analytics word count, spelling mistake. So you can see ANLYTICS. Very simple. VI source / com / passion / see, from here itself I can access it rather than going to cd. Source.common analytics word count.java, and then you know that where it is. So come down, and then find out where you wrote that AN without the letter A. Go there and change that word to A. You corrected the spelling mistake, come back and then clear and then and, so that check for any other errors. Okay. If you do not know how to read the error and correct the output, you are not supposed to learn anything in programming. Okay. Because Java is so nice, it will tell you in plain English what is the problem. Right. So 99.99% people do not read the message. Yesterday example you have seen, class not found exception, right? Class not found exception. That means it is not the class that you are giving is not expecting. Class not found, spelling mistake. Here also class not found, spelling mistake. So it has created it. And now I am going to create an input, right? So VI, let us create an input.txt. And in that input.txt, I am going to write twinkle, okay, twinkle, little star, and then in the next line, little, little, and little, and then twinkle, and then star. And let us make this one as twinkle, so that we have got some twinkles, some little, and some star. And now come out. Are you sleeping, Krishna? Okay. So in the input.txt, now let us create a directory. Today is November 5th, right? 4th. Okay. So I'm going to create a directory. So what I'm going to do is Hadoop fs minus mkdir, and I'm going to create the directory called nov4. So nov4 is the directory, and then Hadoop fs minus put the name of the file is input.txt to the directory November 4. And remember that your dist folder will contain the jar file. And now I am going to write Hadoop jar, myhadoop.jar, and then com.passion.analytics word count is the name of the program which you completely changed. And then args of 0, which is the input. I have explained you now correctly. November 4th is the input. And let us create an output. Remember, in Hadoop, when you are creating the output, you don't need to create the output. MapReduce program will create the output. But input, you must create. Otherwise, you will get an error. Input does not exist. Why? Because your input file is there. Again, common sense. And now you get the output. And then you run the code. So that now, the overridden power on method, like writing the header, will get executed. And you should see the output perfectly with that header followed by your MapReduce normal output. Why? Because in that method, I am writing the header and I am calling the normal MapReduce. So let it execute and then do a Hadoop fs minus cat of the directory. No errors. Hadoop fs minus cat November 4 out slash part slash star. And then you should be getting word and 0 as the header. And you got a comma separated value file now, which can be directly be read. Don't worry about that space which is happening after twinkle. That is because of the space in the input file that you gave. But I got, now it can be easily be read into an Excel sheet. But I'm not interested in that Excel sheet at all. Excel old, not a big data tool, right? So let us make something fantastic. For that, what I'm going to do, I'm opening another command prompt. In that command prompt, what I'm going to do is that I am going to go to the golden copy where I have created the analytics, and there is a file there called instructions for r.txt. R is an analytics tool competing nowadays with SAS. If 80,000 to 100,000 is your salary, the moment you complete R, the salary is 200,000 to 250,000, because that is machine learning. That is analytics. That is where the whole value is coming in. In the course, we will be learning so many tools. And if suppose you are interested, unfortunately I have to give this to a friend. That's what you should have. That the R book and see the thickness. R is not simple. R is very, very powerful. The more you know R, then you know how the company can make profit. You can create analytics out of the data. You can find out where the positive things are, where the negative things are. Sentiment analysis is a very simple example. So what we are going to do is to help you to practice R. I don't teach R at all, but you get the book, you can learn and you can grow if you are interested in that area. So how will you do R is instructions for r.txt. So the best way is I am going to keep that instructions for r.txt in one window, and in the other window I will work. This is the advantage of having the full screen kind of thing. So you can switch back and you can read and you can do it. And you can see sudo yum, okay? Nothing you are eating for yummy, but sudo yum is the command in Linux or Red Hat to install something. So I am releasing all these things now and I am going to create something. So I am going to copy this, right click, copy, okay, and you can install it. Since this is an installation, you can install it from anywhere you want. Why sudo? It is a super user command because you are installing something. So copy, and I'm coming here and then paste, and then the S is gone. So you will see now so many things are going to happen. This is why I told you that your virtual machine should have internet connection. So it is installing everything, and see how nice the command is, so that automatically it is going to be installing whatever you have given, and always it will ask you, is it okay, is it okay? Press lowercase y, okay? Like Vasavi, don't press shift and y, which is capital letter Y, it will consider that no. So y is the lowercase, and then press enter, and then it is done. Now you go back to the second command, which is sudo yum update. Oh, sorry. Sudo yum update.
The green button. You can expand directly from there.
Something happened. So let us oh, okay. So let us copy this one sudo yum update and then let us execute that command now. I can type it. Where is the window? We have two windows.
No, it's inside the view.
Yeah. So the other window is here. I think it has gone to the other window. So view full screen mode and then view full screen mode. Leave it. So sudo right shift control. What is the key? The key is control right. See? Yeah. Sudo yum update. Uh, sudo yum update and leave it for some time. And there is one more command, and I am executing that command from the other window, which is written as the last. So when you are executing this, also you can execute install lib related with C language. Again, it is asking why your N. It's large number of files. Why? Because there are dependencies of whatever file you are giving. So all the dependencies will be updated. And wherever large files are there, it is 95 MB. So just wait till it is downloading and then installing. So that one by one, everything will be installed. All the dependencies are managed by the software called Yum. And that Yum will connect and then download all what is required and then it will create whatever it is there. You can see that some of the Cloudera releases are also getting updated because you called sudo update. And whatever has been installed as yum inside the system, it will be updated. If you're familiar with Java and all, when you are doing Maven or build SBT, etc., it is exactly the same thing that is happening. Okay, leave about that. So give some time until it is completed. You can see the total percentage is 21, but out of that, this file has been downloaded already. So far what we have done, we have created the class, we have overridden the method. Inside the method, we have told that, okay, we need a heading and we separated it by comma and then we called the normal reduce, right? That's what we have done so far.
Will it take 5 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Don't compromise.
No, it's just downloading. This is what all the Unix admins and everybody will do, that whenever they are updating it, it will automatically download it. And this is what they need when that new Hortonworks or new Atlas or new
Okay.
something is coming up.
Mhm.
This is how the dependency is getting installed. And when you run at the time, it will tell glbcc not found. Then they will update that package so that that package will be available. So everything is an RPM. Okay, RPM is the executable for Linux CentOS, like DMG and exe, right? I wanted to show you from the scratch. That is why we are just waiting for the download, because later you will tell that that was not working, this is not working. So now there is no chance that you can tell anything. '81. All right. So you can see also that you see when you are updating Solar, Sentry, Search, Pig, Python, everything is getting. These are all Cloudera packages. So Cloudera's RPMs are being configured in the local yum. That is why it is taking everything and getting updated. Solar, it's a search engine, very, very useful. If you want to store your metadata and you want to give it to the search so that by typing the metadata, it can hide the PHI, PII information and it can show from Hadoop or Hive or HBase what is to be used. One of the projects that I have done is for a content management system, take all the PDFs, extract the text, and then put it into HBase. And while I'm putting it into the HBase, some of the tags which the users want to search, I put it into Solar. So in Solar, when you're logging in, you can just type that word and then you can search that document and you can see that document.
Okay.
Just like Google, it will work. Is this okay? Why? So you, yeah,
So it's faster than the regular PDF search, right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, how will you search regular PDF? Suppose there are 1 million PDF files. That's where big data is coming in, right?
So that will be very huge help for searching medical records, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. That's a use case. Ah,
Let's see that.
is that?
Got
No, just it is first it downloaded everything. It asked whether it is okay to proceed, and once you're okay, it will just update the things. That's all. This will be very fast, not like the other one. And to make sure while the things are going on is I can go to the FileZilla, remember, and in the FileZilla I can connect. My IP is not changed. It is sftp / 10.1.10.157 and username is Cloudera and then the password is Cloudera and click on Quick Connect, click OK and you can see that we have updated the folder, the folder inside this as analytics, right? So analytics is the folder. So here there is a MapReduce. I am going to inside this MapReduce and I am dragging only the analytics to this particular folder. That's what I told you, that update only what is required. No need of doing MapReduce every day. So we have updated the golden copy as well. Just to bear with me, it should be very quick. After that, we are almost done. Yes, it's Hue. Hue is a UI. And then you have got the other packages associated with the Hue like Spark and all. I think a lot of files are getting updated. Mine was a little bit latest version. I didn't take this much time, but here it is getting updated everything into the latest packages. Any questions so far?
I have a generic question on the search.
Uh-huh.
So let's say the example that you gave, right, medical records. Let's say I'm searching by member ID,
Right.
and I have 20 records of that member. I already looked at first five records. So how do I, like next time I search for the same member, how do I make sure that, okay, I already looked at the first five, I don't want to see them again. Is there an easier way to?
Solar will do it for you. It's all automatic.
Oh,
Where you stopped, it will tell you. Yeah.
so even if I come after 10
Yeah.
days.
And also you can, what some people will do is that when you click on that button and view, update a particular field. And then when the Solar is indexing next time, it knows that you already looked into that.
That will be huge help for the nurses who are looking at the medical records.
Absolutely,
It
yes.
will be big.
So the use cases now you can think of many. Once you complete these things, you will see that there are many opportunities that you can think of.
Is it a lot of effort to put it to HBase and do Solar for the?
Of course, it has to be started as a project and then you have to do it. It should be a funded project.
Right.
Maybe
I mean,
three.
Is it a very big effort?
No, it is not. 4 people, 6 months. That's it. 6 months, I am telling about production, including business requirements, inception, staging, UAT and production. This is just 255 only. Let's see.
We talked about coffee so much. It's getting recorded, right?
Yes, it is. I will send you the video recording of that presentation as well. It is already, I got the copy. The one which happened last week. Yeah, this one, the Jack's Big Data Meetup. Okay, what I'll do,